we'll be live in a minute or 10 seconds.
Cool. Yeah, now she shut the door. Okay.
Here we are. Here we are, Will.
Well, hello, everyone.
Yes. Welcome to William Linville's YouTube Live.
Welcome.
And we did get a written question, William. So let me go to that. We can get started.
Well, how are you doing today, Mr. Connell?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing awesome, as always, having a lot of fun and never a dull moment in this body on this planet.
That's for sure, especially lately.
Yeah. Lately it's been whoo, rock and roll time, holding to your bootstraps.
Here's a question from Florida.
Florida.
And the question is about getting more clarity when the spirit leaves the body with
Yeah.
medical assistance. That recently her sister passed, and it appeared to all of us it was very loving and peaceful. Can you expand on that, William?
Yes, it looks very well methodically planned out. It looks very well as though the dear one was totally ready to leave and came to peace with leaving the body on this planet and making a full transition beyond the physical. And you can tell because you look into their eyes and they start to have more of a starriness in their eyes. They're physically, their body is letting go. And they're letting go of their body, saying, hey, it's been a great job, great trip. And you can tell because their entourages were all around them even before you actually pulled the plug or they pulled the plug on the body. You can tell because it's transforming, it's transitioning, and where they're really making a wonderful, it's kind of like bon voyage to all their loved ones. You can feel the peace, especially when they surrender to what is. You can feel the peace that they're feeling because it fills up the room, and you can also feel all of their guidance realms, their entourages, the angelic archangelics in the host realms, even at times prior family members that have made a full transition, taking them by the hand and walking them step by step out of the body, making a full transition. I played with this a couple weeks ago with a dear one in Las Vegas who was ready to leave, and they'd already made their wishes known vocally, but then after that they started phasing out to where what was left was the body on life support and things like that. But they'd already made their peace. They had already made the peace with all the dear ones around them, and you can feel that peace letting go and letting themselves flow and letting themselves start to make a full transition. The toughest part is where all the family members, the ones that knew them as a person, a being, but also as an identity. When they start to unplug, you start to watch how their body starts to light up. Like literally, it actually starts to have a glow upon itself as they're unplugging, moving out, and moving on beyond the physical. You can see where there's not stress, there's not a struggle, and where they've really just kind of unplugged and said, look, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go beyond the physical, make a full transition, go through the halls of honor and all the celebratory stuff in levels where they're gaining more and more translucentness, as well as gathering their rungs of honor for being in this body on this planet, making it as far as they've made it within and through their body on the planet, to where from here they're able to unplug, and you can feel the peace, you can feel the harmonies as they're fading out and being taken by the hand to make a full transition, which makes it
And
honor for, I mean, as fun as it can be for all concerned, but it's also that release that they're actually turning around saying, hey, you know what? Truly, all is well. Truly, it's all good. Truly, there's no need to fret. There's no need to stress. That I'm fading, I'm moving on. But now, after they make a full transition, you'll feel them more around you because they're no longer in any sort of form of torment nor conflict within themselves. You'll feel they'll even send forth a different scent at times, or they'll share a memory with you to bring you comfort more than themselves. They're embracing you, they're holding you, they're suspending you. And they're saying, look, no, all is well, all is well, all is well. The only thing to fear is fear itself. That no, beyond the physical, it's magical, it's translucent, and they're coming to make a full transition into total particles of light, but they'll still let their presences be known and letting you see and experience that, hey, you know what, all is well, all is well.
Wonderful, William. And today we recorded a podcast on letting go with love.
Yes.
And that was a little bit more focused on with people in the physical. And when a dear one, a loved one, family member passes, and we're feeling a disconnect, how can we assist ourselves in letting them go with love?
Well, first and foremost, I always encourage you to welcome back all of your energy, all of your power, all of your soul fragmentation. So right now, let's all take a breath. Nice deep exhale all the way from the breadbasket down below the diaphragm. Just taking a breath, let's welcome back all of our energy, all of our power, all of our soul fragmentations back to ourselves, cleared and purified. Because this is where you start to feel more and more of yourself coming back. You also start to feel lighter, brighter, and clearer within and through yourself. Coming back, coming through your physical form, where you can really see it, feel it, and experience it right here, right now, where you're no longer fragmented, you're no longer scattered. And now, as you're coming back from yourself, a healthy, whole, and complete state within yourself and through yourself, where you can really just start feeling more and more and more of your heart opening up, your energy in your consciousness coming from your creator chakra vortex all the way through the solar plexus up through your heart. And right now, let's just focus our attention in your heart, where you can let it start to move down and merge with the solar plexus, move down and merge with and through your creator chakra level vortex, all the way down through the root chakra vortex, the sacrum, the coccyx, the root chakra vortex, down through your upper legs, lower legs, into your feet, where you can start feeling your power and your strength coming back to you, and bringing the heart all the way up through the throat, the third eye, the frontal lobe of the brain, the midbrain, and the back of the brain, the right and left sides of the brain, just sitting back for a moment. And if you want, connect your fingers, your index finger with your thumb, or even the middle finger with your thumb, or the middle finger on the left hand, the right hand still focusing your index finger with your thumb, where you can start to feel these meridians start to regenerate themselves. You can feel your heart opening. You can feel all these different levels within and through yourself. It's kind of like even with the Buddha statues or even Paramahansa Yogananda, a good amount of the statues, they'll show these fingers connecting, where it's more like this. And the bottom hand right there right by their sides. They're connecting all the meridians in the body together to where they can feel the energy growing and growing, speeding up and speeding up, and speeding up through your cosmic levels of consciousness, where you can feel it opening, arising, and amplifying within and through the whole body, from the back of the body through the front of the body, all the way to the right and left sides of the body, speeding up, materializing, opening up, where you'll find their statues, their hands are usually like this, on the statues, because it's the main meridians that connect all the other meridians and energy channels within and through the body that helps the body speed up, rejuvenate, reacclimate, and open up more and more and more, to where you no longer have that sense of a void within yourself, to where right now, you're no longer split via the right and left sides of the body, the right and left sides of the brain, where the right brain's running the right side of the body, left brain is running the left side of the body. Well, it's where you start to reconnect how the body was created. It's for the right brain to run the left side of the body, the left brain to run the right side of the body. And then you start to merge and marry throughout your whole central column within the body, to where you start to feel the vibratory level speeding up and speeding up, to where eventually you start to find yourself no longer split, no longer a void, no longer any interesting exponential world wantings or perceptions of wantings to try to feel whole within yourself. You automatically start to experience the wholeness within yourself and as yourself. And from there, you start to recognize the world is happening outside and around you for you, no longer you surviving the exponential world that's hypothetically coming towards you. You start to feel that healthy, whole, and completeness within yourself and through yourself as you're now expanding and emanating through the world, but no longer split without, and no longer having any such lack within yourself or even through yourself any longer. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
And more to play with and to have more and more fun with within yourself and through yourself. And then, of course, as yourself, but no longer a little self of the me, I think I should, I must, I have to, got to, supposed to, blah, blah, blah stuff. But you start to really experience the wholeness of your being coming in, coming through to add to you, no longer just in these funky states of survival mechanisms anymore. Isn't that wonderful?
Wonderful, Will. Here's a question from Anik.
Anik?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
How might introversion be transcended so that I feel energized even when I'm surrounded by lots of people?
Now say that again, Mike.
How might introversion be transcended
Yeah.
so that I feel energized even when I'm surrounded by lots of people?
It's a very simple answer. Quit thinking about the me part of yourself. Let go of the little me. Let go of, I'm a little Anik, I like this, I like that, I do this, I do that. Life's supposed to be this way, that way, or the other way. Let go of all the ego nonsense. So now let's take a breath. Let's toss the idea of Anik out the window. And I say toss it out the window because it's not just about an Anik. It's about all the judgments and the Enlightenment Olympics that you're trying to play with inside yourself. So right now, what if Anik disappeared? That whole idea with all the definitions of an Anik, letting all those definitions collapse. I'm a male, I'm a female, and I like this, I like that, I like pina coladas, getting stuck in the rain. I don't like the color purple, but I love the color red. Blah, blah. Let go of all that stuff right now. Let go of all the personality lies that you've been incarnated with. They're all lies, any way you look at it. They're all stories, they're all lies, and they're all this stuff that creates a falsity of a filter and a barrier within yourself that's struggling to be enough, struggling to be more than enough, battling to have to prove yourself, blah, blah. They're all lies. They're all lies told to you from the ego. So right now, let's take another breath. Take a breath, decompress if you want. Take your index finger to your thumb. Close your eyes, face your palms up. Close your eyes, focus your eyes towards your third eye. Let's feel what it's like for a moment to let the wind blow right through you. The wind's blowing. Just stand there. Let it go right through you. Let's not be a stick in the mud. Let's let the wind, which is energy, just like others' projections upon you. Let's just take a breath. It's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. Let's let all of it phase right through you and blow right through you. Let's not be that stick in the mud that we got to prove something. We have to make things a certain way. We have to make it this way, that way, the other way. It's supposed to be this way, not that way. It should be, it shouldn't be. It ought to be, not ought to be. Let's just right now, just take a breath. Let's let it, all of it blow right through you. Let's become translucent. And right now, as you're becoming translucent, let's just really watch for a moment how so much is about everyone else. Right now, we don't exist. We're invisible, we're translucent. If it helps you, put a figure eight, you in one side of the figure eight, the whole world in the other side. Let's let everything flow outside of you and around you, even through you, for that matter. Let's do our best for a moment to have an ego about nothing. You're totally untouchable, totally invisible, totally unaffectable. Letting everything blaze around you, through you, above you, beneath you, to the right of you, to the left of you. Just right here, right now. Nothing can touch you. Now let's ask ourselves, with all the energies outside of and around ourselves right now, what is it that I would love to offer from myself to the exponential world right now? The first ideal, I would say, how about we love everyone for where they're at? How about we love everything for what it is? So right now, let's go ahead and emanate pure light, pure love towards everything, everyone. You see, the only thing here that makes it affect you, it can only affect you when you're in judgment. Where there is no judgment, you have total immunity. None of it can touch you. That's why I say, let's throw the metaphysical stuff out the window. Let's throw the anic out the window. Let's totally let all of that stuff burn away, melt away, dissolve. To where now there's only you as a beautiful being of light. Once again, others' energies, others' perceptions, others' projections, others' wantings, desires, whatever they may be, carries no weight unless you're in judgment of it. Once you bring judgment in, you're butting heads. Once you bring fear in, which is just another short word for judgment, you're going to be going head to head with anyone and everyone and everything. as you have no judgment, as you have no identity, as you have no rules about what it should be, supposed to be, gotta be, and I'm going to try to make it this way, that way, or the other way. I'm going to try to manipulate it. I'm going to try to dodge it. I'm going to try to be this light as if darkness even exists. The core of darkness, the very core of it is still light, because darkness cannot exist if it wasn't consciousness. All consciousness at its source is particles of light consciousness. So what's it like right now? Just to be right here, right now, as total light, total love, embracing anyone, everyone. We're right here, right now. You see, when you're expanding, you expand through the darkest of dark to the lightest of light. None of it has a hold to be able to run you down, take you down, nor affect you unless you're judging it. Isn't that interesting? It brings me back to an example that if you have 100 people around you and you ask them all the same question, how do you see Anik? Well, you're going to get a whole 100 plus other opinions of Anik through the eyes of others. Now, when you ask yourself, it's kind of bizarro, but it's a fun test for yourself. The only definition that matters is your own. And if you ask those 100 people, they're going to give you 100 plus different definitions of Anik. But the only one that matters is your own. Now we're going back to immunity. Now, I make humor about it. Like, look, someone may have an opinion of what Will should be like, what he should look like, what he should dress like, how he should act, not act, what he should consume, on and on and on. And I have fun with it because those are just other dear ones' opinions, which is a nice word again, nice way to put their judgments. Now, the only one that matters is my own. I know that because 100 other dear ones are going to have 100 different perspectives from 100 different perceptions of everything they've ever experienced in a body on a planet. And to be a guide, a facilitator, on and on and on, I should look like this, I should eat like that, I should wear my hair like this, dress my costume like that, blah, blah, blah. But great, hey, whatever floats your boat. But it's not true. I am perfect with being one being, which is myself. Anyone else's opinions are just a lot of filters that they're projecting. And I say that with great compassion because they don't know they're projecting it. They're going by everything they've seen, everything they've read, everything that fits into their tiny little comfort zone of pain is bad, comfort is good, the point of life is to be undisturbed. They're wanting everyone else around to change so they can feel comfortable, when still they're not going to feel comfortable because they're still stuck in pain is bad, comfort is good, the point of life is to be undisturbed. So the biggest gift I can give them, yourself, and yourself to everyone else, is being and becoming yourself as that being of light. Now, I'm totally unaffectable because I'm emanating through the darkest of dark and everywhere else, because I'm not going to polarize myself because another dear one's judgment may not like me. One minute they're going to like me, next minute they're not going to want to like me. The next minute they're going to have dinner, the next minute they're going to want to crucify you. So it still comes back to the same thing. The only one's opinion, if we're going to give it that word, that matters is your own. Isn't that amazing?
That is awesome, Will. Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Always, always. I'll be here all week.
This question is from Rose. I've noticed a trend that people want to know what planet they came from.
Yeah.
Does this even matter?
Yes, I tell them all the same answer. Uranus. So if everyone knows they came from Uranus, the only one that's lacking is yourself, because now where did all your company go? No, but the thing is they want something analytically to bite into. So we're looking at 20 different dear ones coming from 20 different places, but more commonly, it would be Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Pleiades, Orion, the Delta, Pluto, the Jupiterians, the Saturnians, on and on and on. But what they're really asking is they want to know where they came from because they're on that search still of trying to understand themselves. In all reality, they all come from pure core, pure creator consciousness. The core of their being comes from source, which is not a planet. It's a state of being.
Wonderful. And here's a question from Kelly.
Kind of like feeding the ego. I always wonder because some say, well, Will, your planet's in my house. And it's like, great, make the bed, feed dinner, and let's see where we end up. Because it doesn't matter. But it is at times important because their ones are seeking to search to understand themselves. Like
So
even
that's the benefit.
Sirius. I mean, I can tell you everything about Sirius because that's where I was. I went there, then I went to Pleiades, then I went to the Orion, then I came to Earth. Does that make me from those places? Of course not. It doesn't even make me from Sirius. That was just on the outside delta of this universe, the multiverse, and the plentiverse. That's where the plentiverse is where all dimensions collide, and coming from there all the way to source consciousness, which is the spaciousness in between space. But go ahead.
Thanks, Will.
Well, you're welcome, homie.
From Kelly, this is from Kelly. If everything is as it should be, if everything is as it should be, then what does asking for divine justice mean?
Everything is perfect in its own brilliant unfoldment. Asking for divine justice. That's where that comes in when you're in a quarrel, butting heads with another, in whatever that may look like for you. Everything is happening perfectly to wake you up. When I invoke divine justice, it's not about I want my way. It's not about I want it to be a certain way. Divine justice is where everyone's brought to the highest of esteem in the purest of form of holding everyone in integrity, holding the situation within integrity for yourself and for themselves, that is held in the purest of forms for the highest and best good unfoldment for the long term. That's more based in circumstances rather than your day-to-day life. I see it a lot with divorces. I see it a lot with lawsuits, blah, blah, blah. It's like your ego is butting my ego, and I'm going to take you to court. And we're going to hire other dear ones' egos, blah, 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 for an outcome of an agenda that you may have. Now, when I say, okay, I'm now invoking divine justice to take command, to hold everyone, including myself, in the highest of integrity for the highest and best good of all concerned, that's where you're going to watch the universe come in, level the playing field. The universe doesn't look at victim and victimizer. The universe looks at what's going to benefit everyone within the highest of integrity for the highest and best good of all concerned. And so it is spoken, so it is done, and so it is. All right. Hey, woohoo! Happy Easter!
One more, we have one more question, William.
Anything at all, buddy?
From Elena Oceanheart.
Oh, cool, cool. Hello, Miss Elena, with the ocean in your
Can you
heart.
can you talk about the increase in solar flare activity? Why is this happening? And does this affect our physicality? Um, yeah, why is it happening and what's the purpose on a higher level?
Yeah, in all reality, they're happening more and more plentiful. What it is that you have all this gusto of buildup in your mind and your body, even in your exponential world. They're happening more and more because the veils are being lifted. Therefore, it's creating a lot of sparking offs that are sending solar flares like they're going out of style. We're getting back to being normal again. So all of this is happening, building up, opening up. And of course, the magnetics in your body, it's affecting all these tied up pockets within your system that have been build up, incarnational from the facet of creator that you are, and all the facets within the crystalline structure within your physical form. They're all being peeled away, lit up, dissolved. And yes, you're feeling it very much physically. Same with the eclipses. At least it's not an eclipsing. So everything here, it's expanding and expanding, bringing up all these waves of old archaic debris that's been locked within your mind, your body, and your aura, and is sparking off to allow the magnetics to be stripped away to where you can pop up more and more, and you're expanding and expanding and expanding. And the biggest simplistic way to get through this is to hold on to nothing. Let everything run its course, knowing that it's totally here to benefit you for your highest and best good and for the highest and best good of all concerned. Is it going to leave you laying in bed and ouch, ouch? No, of course not. That's all mind made. And that's where you don't want to give a lot of energy to anything because these things are happening to speed up your own unfoldments. And even when you're connecting with your higher level, saying, look, keep me unfolding as quickly as I can handle for my highest and best good, and of course, for the highest and best good of all concerned. And then holding on to nothing, but now, beyond just not holding on to nothing, you're opening up to become that much more receptive to allow yourself to enjoy everything. And the everything is not just tangible reality, that's a part of it, but it's all the new energy coming in to be enjoyed for you through the tangible manifestational forms with ease and grace. Now, when I watch dear ones give a lot of energy to the stuff, they started sabotaging themselves, setting themselves up for more and more unnecessary conflict rather than celebrating that these phases are happening to add to your life, to open up the mental cavity like a hangar door opening up through your third eye all the way through your whole central column to be more enjoyed than ever. See, the only thing that makes any of these things difficult is it all comes down to one thing. What you're holding on to that's polarizing you, that's creating symptomology and pain. What happens if we say, you know what, hey, caution to the wind, man. The higher levels keep me unfolding as quickly as I can handle for my highest best good and for the highest best good of all concerned. You start to watch a love washes, you start to watch cash flow, you start to watch opportunities, and I really mean tangible physical opportunities to engage with, to have a blast with, not to hold on to, but to let it be sped up and sped up and sped up and sped up as your vibratory levels are speeding up. None of this is about pain, torment, suffering. The suffering only occurs when you hold on. And then you come back full circle, back to what I was showing earlier. Your left hand in this position, your right hand in that position, like this, or even like Paramahansa, or even the Buddha, where you're opening up and you're standing there just like this, saying, "Hey, bring it on, let's go." And you're watching the energetics be sped up and sped up because everything is consciousness. Not everything is energy, but everything is consciousness. And now you're letting it open up, speed up, and it's a dance with you, which in other words is to dance with all that is and you as all that is. Where now we get to watch the whole world unveil itself, unfold itself to come forth and come in to benefit you, to complement you, and to accelerate you with more and more ebb and flow and ease and grace. So now we let go of the ocean in our heart. Our whole life can be the ocean of the heart. Miss Elena. I had to marry that in somehow.
Well, so awesome, William. Thank you for opening all of our hearts, giving us more clarity and assistance to be able to really feel our presence beyond the misperceptions.
Yeah, and I'm just having a blast playing with you in the tube. Alive.
And thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us,
And the wonderful
providing
question.
your questions, and going forward in being your true self.
Remember, it's all about you on YouTube. That's a new one. Your tube.
To you. That's a new one to you.
Well, to me, it's for fun, you know. YouTubing it. Untube it and be Ubid. Alive.
Take care, everyone. See you next month.
Love you. Talk to you soon.
Or sooner.
This day.